Thank you so much for joining today's Fireside Chat. I really appreciate you being here. Of course, there's always familiar faces in here, so thanks for being our ride or dies. I really appreciate that. Normally, we have a pretty stacked lineup of announcements that are related to our dev team and a lot of the projects that are happening on the more technical user-facing part of Stride. But today I've got a big community announcement that I wanted to share here first because, of course, you guys are really special because you woke up at whatever time of day it is to join this meeting with me, which is, of course, about my ambassador program. So I'll be sharing some details about that. I'm going to actually take questions about that for the first few minutes of this call. So I'll be getting us started. And like I said, you can answer or you can ask your questions in the chat and and we can have conversation, whatever works for you. But yeah, okay, I'm going to get started with the things I have to say. Well, first of all, as you probably know, we've had the ambassador program it's been in progress for for about a month and a half now. I've used a lot of inspiration from different projects that are already have really active, successful ambassador programs in the ecosystem. So when you see our program, it should look pretty familiar. It should look familiar and similar to a lot of the other things that you would expect to see from a Cosmos Project's ambassador program. But I'm going to make the link to our official ambassador homepage live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is noon Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. UTC. So basically the time that this meeting started, but tomorrow. Don't forget, mark your calendar, mark the date. If you are a member of our community club, which means you have the community club role on Discord, or you are a formal contributor to us in some way that we already have a relationship established and you are in our community club chat, those lucky folks are access to the link to tonight to celebrate the fact that they've been around with us for a while. So yeah, 4 p.m. UTC tomorrow, we will have the ambassador program live. If anyone has questions about that or needs that written down somewhere, that will be written down for you at the end of this meeting. As far as the program breakdown, I'll just talk you guys through just a little bit of what the levels for the program look like and kind of the theme of the program overall. So that way, if you are interested in participating and being someone who is contributing to Stride in a more organized way and receiving benefits and opportunities in return for that, if this interests you, then yeah, tune in. But yeah, so the program is going to be, it's 6 levels. Everybody who enters the program starts off as a standard Stride user. Some people already have met the requirements to level up because we try to make it a very streamlined process as far as how you become acclimated to the community and how you enter into a point where you are more well-versed and able to speak on behalf of the community. Level 1 would just be, like I said, yeah, official community member. To reach level 1, you're going to need to go on our Zeely, aka the old Crew 3, and you're going to have to follow all of our socials onboarding quests. Once you follow all of our social onboarding quests, that means that you'll be present in all of our social media servers, which is a huge part of being an ambassador, is being very present on our social medias. Then once you've done that, you'll be able to access a special quest on Zeely that lets you access the ambassador program application. Yeah, I know that's a lot of information, so I'll pause there for a moment. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But yeah, short version, there's going to be the very start of the program will happen through Zeely. All of the instructions are going to be on the ambassador homepage that I launch at the time that I mentioned. But yeah, just to walk you through it. Once you have filled out the ambassador program application, it's not selective in the sense that I'm going to go through this application form and decide who can be in the program or not. Anybody can program as long as you are following each step. You'll know that you've leveled up program because when you complete the quest that ends each level of the program, there is going to be an automatic Discord role given to you that represents the level that you are at. So that's a really small perk of the program. There are plenty of other awesome benefits and opportunities, such as getting your very own badges from the Stride team that signify, the different growing ranks of your relationship to us and how you've been supportive to us as a project and how we want to support you back. You'll have access to early information before other folks. You'll have opportunities to work directly with the core team. Yeah, and hopefully you'll have individual opportunity to grow your Twitter following, grow your social media following, and grow your own credibility as a voice in the Cosmos ecosystem. Yeah, so after you've entered the program, you've completed the ambassador application form, there's 5 more levels. The next level is focused on kind of comprehensively educating you on the basics of Stride as a project, Cosmos DeFi at large, and all of our integrations that Stride currently has live or has prospectively live. The reason we want to educate you guys on this is because if you're going to go out into the world and be a representative of Stride, we want to make sure that you are, as I mentioned, well versed in the most relevant topics. And then the final levels of the program, levels 3, 4, 5, and 6, those are all focused on essentially more involved levels of engagement and activity on our social media platforms and in our not private events, I didn't mean to say that, in our Stride hosted events, making sure that you are super active in those, someone who's very participatory and taking that information and bringing it to parts of the internet that Stride has not yet. The highest possible level you can reach is becoming a formal contributor for Stride. This is the highest rank. Users who've made a really remarkable name for themselves in the community through really dedicated efforts to kind of support our growth. You'll be able to develop a sort of incentivized contribution plan to align with your area of expertise. So for example, right now, we have someone who has been contributing a lot to our community in the form of making really detailed explanatory videos for us and our own special incentive program for that person. So we anticipate it will be challenging for people to reach the highest level of the program, and that's a good thing. We want to make sure that we have just super high quality folks make it to the end, but very dedicated folks who are making it to the end of the program. So we try to make it very challenging as you go through it. But yeah, if you know anybody interested in joining, tell them everything I told you. But yeah, do we have anyone in here who thinks they might be interested in joining, or who knows people who might be interested in joining, or anyone who has participated in a different ambassador program? And also, guys, you can just let all of that information sink in, because I know that I gave you lots of information. But yeah, feel free, if you have any other thoughts on your mind, feel free to share that in the chat. In the meantime, I'll share a couple of really basic things that are happening in the Stride world in case you missed it. As you maybe have heard on Arbitrum, on the Camelot DEX, there is a new ST tiering. You can read more about that in Twitter, but definitely go check it out because we are infiltrating DEXs all around and beyond the Cosmos ecosystem. We're in Arbitrum now. So please go check that out. One other thing that's really cool that our team has just been kind of talking about, this isn't necessarily some crazy project that's in or anything, but our team has been talking a lot about just sort of, what the plan to export ST Atom to other ecosystems will look like. This is something, we're thinking about how, for example, Atom is not totally available on every chain, but Ethereum is, that kind of thing. We've been in talks a lot about just different creative ways to export ST Atom to other ecosystems. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more specific perspective from Riley, you can go check out his Twitter. He's got a really awesome thread that's kind of detailing what his vision for that best process would look like. And lastly, as far as the ICS prop, it looks like it's going to pass at noon. That's the anticipated situation. If you got questions about that, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, that's all I got for you today. Today was a really short meeting, and I'm really happy you guys all came, and I hope I get to see you next week. So stick around if you have questions, but otherwise I'm gonna call it a day.